Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite Fijian Amrita, and today we're going to be talking about this beauty right here, the Anastasia palette, and we're going to do a little like first impressions, and then I'll also show you how to do this look right here that I did with the palette. Initially it was supposed to be like an everyday go-to look. It still is, but I was thinking more of like all mattes, but then when I saw this eyeshadow color right here, I couldn't help but incorporate that into my eye makeup look, and I actually really love the way it came out, and I do think I can wear this every day. So what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and start talking about the swatches. This is rose water right here, going to honey, sparkling, amber, primrose, mango. Then we have peony, rouge, fire opal, deep berry, clarinet, grapefruit, and then saddle. When I was swatching the palette, one thing that really stuck out to me was the formula of the eyeshadows. I'm not the best when it comes to swatching, and let me tell you, like, when I was swatching them onto my arm, they went out really buttery. It was really soft, especially the color Rose Water was really soft. Another thing I noticed that if you look at the eyeshadow palette, the way that the colors are kind of grouped together. For example, we have like honey and rouge with like the sparkling, what is that? Sparkling amber, or we have like the Rose Water is really similar to the honey that you can start kind of visualizing, right? That you can have like honey and sparkling amber together, or you could have primrose and then the deep berry on the outer corner of your eye. So seeing it like this, it just, I don't know, it was just a really nice, like, you know what I mean? And then another thing I would say is if the two blushes don't work for you, like I don't think they really work for me, what I would do is just use it as a transition. It still really works with this palette. Whether you have to use saddle as a transition or grapefruit, they both work really well. The palette is, it feels like, watch, listen to this, or here, let me. You hear that? Like, it's nice and magnetic. I don't think, yeah. Oh, just kidding. Soft Glam does have it. I didn't realize that. See, I haven't used it in a little while, but it does have that. And then here, I'll show you. She said in the video, if you compare the two, yeah, wow, look at that. The Primrose palette, can you tell, is a lot thinner than the Soft Glam. And it is a little bit longer, so that's the only thing. But I feel like it does help that it's a lot thinner. If you have to take it with you on the road, it's easier when it's a little bit thinner. I mean, the Primrose does feel like a little bit heavier than the Soft Glam. The Soft Glam, if you look at it, it's like more of a velvety finish on here as well. As you know, this is about $10 more. I do see why it is $10 more. Now that we're done comparing the new Primrose palette, let's go ahead and see how I came up with this look. First things first, I went in with the ABH eye primer and just applied that all over my lid. As I said before, this palette does not come with the brush, but I do have other ABH palettes. So what I did was I just took a brush from any other ABH palette. I believe I got this from the Soft Glam palette. And if you don't have an ABH brush, it's okay. Just, you know, use a brush that has a end kind of like that, a little fluffy brush. And then a little one like this. These are like common brushes, I want to say. This is what I use on the bottom part of my eye and the corners of my eye. So the first thing we're going to do is go in with the shade Mango. We're going to take that and put that in the crease and a little bit above the crease of the eye. So you go in like this and kind of tap it in. And go ahead and brush it up. Now my eyes are on the slightly hooded side, so that is why I kind of go a little bit above the crease, so that when I do look at you, you do end up seeing the shadows that I'm using, as you can see with my right eye. When I first got into makeup, I would follow all like the makeup rules and everything. And I didn't even know that there's like, you know, like hooded eyes, slightly hooded, and so I would always wonder, like, what is it that whenever I try to put on eyeshadow, you can never see it. But over the years, I want to say I learned some tips and tricks. And it's just kind of getting to know what your face looks like. Okay, next we're gonna go in with the shade Honey, and we're gonna go a little slightly lower, like right here. But again, we're gonna go a little bit above the crease too, to make sure that when your eyes are open, you're looking straight ahead, that you can see the shade. This shade is interesting because in the pan they look a lot different. When I swatched it on my hand and when I put it on my eye, they look like 3 different colors. Next we're gonna go in with the shade Rouge, and I'm gonna take this side of the brush right here, and I'm gonna apply this to right there, like the corner, and make a little V. So right here I stamp it at the eyelash line, and then go up to like where the crease is, and then just kind of brush it in to fade it out. See how it makes like a little V? And this is like a little bit darker than the transition, so I like that. And then so what I'm gonna do now, because I do, as you can see, I really deepen this up, is I'm gonna go in with the shadow Claret, and then we're gonna just apply it lightly, like a little itty bitty V right there, and be very careful and work like little amounts of it, because this is like a purpley color, like a purpley maroon, so just a little bit does wonders. And you know, the good thing is if you go in with a little bit, you can always add more. Like I'm going in back in with Rouge, but add it right here, and to kind of blend them out. See that? And now what we're gonna do is take a flat brush. And honestly, when I was first trying out the look on my right eye, I was really pleasantly surprised to see that rose water, I don't even need to use like a setting spray to bring out the sparkle. Like look at that, that looks gorgeous. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. And we're gonna just put that on from the inner part of our eye all the way to like the middle part. And also try to bring it up a little bit right here, so that when you open your eyes, you still see the sparkly color, see? Because right here, it's a little on the hidden side. That was always my pet peeve. I love all these foily eyeshadows, but then the thing with slightly hooded eyes is when you open your eyes, you have no idea, like unless you do your eyeliner really thin like mine, that you have this beautiful shade on your lid. And then we're gonna go like this and kind of blend out so our transition isn't like a hard line. And let me tell you, like this looks a little weird, but just trust the process. So because we started with a little small V, that was the shade Claret, we're gonna go back in and just add a little bit right there. And just make sure you add just a little bit to the edges and not too much, because we don't want to like make our eye droop down. Then we're gonna go back in with Rouge and kind of add it to like the middle part, and then we're gonna go back in with rose water and add that on the front third of our eye, just like so. See how that like really brightens up your eye? So now I'm gonna go ahead and add eyeliner and some mascara, and I'll be right back. Because it is an all-in-one palette, I'm gonna go in with the blush shade. I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with Grapefruit because it's on the lighter side, or I'm gonna try mixing both. I'm gonna tap a little bit of Grapefruit and a little bit of Saddle. What do we think? Maybe a little bit more of the Grapefruit. Okay, same thing, a little bit of Grapefruit, a little bit of Saddle. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Grapefruit. I don't know if I would use these shades again for blush. I might use Grapefruit and Saddle for like a transition on the lid or something. But I don't really think these are the shades I would use as a blush. I use mostly see, this is like a Patrick Ta. I'm really in love with this color at the moment. This is more of like a little bit of a blush from within kind of look. The only reason I tried it out is just because it's an all-in-one palette, so I do want to try to blush out, see what it looks like on my skin. And since it is an all-in-one palette, let's go ahead and try and put I'm gonna put Sparkling Amber as a highlight. Ooh, okay, it is a little bit brighter than, oh wow, okay, a little bit more intense than what I was thinking it would be. Okay, so just a little bit on each side. Okay, let's blend you out. Blend, blend, blend. And for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with Peony. Tap in there, not too much. I forgot to put this before I did eyeliner. Okay, let me do my lips and I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that I have done my makeup, I'm going to go in with the Set It and Forget It setting spray. I really like the formula for the eyeshadows. It's really nice. It's really easy to like blend them out. It has a lot of pigment. I really was surprised. I think I said this earlier, but I really was surprised at the formula for like the rose water. For example, I did not need to use like a setting spray, which I usually do, to make the eyeshadow pop more, right? It had a lot of pigmentation, a lot of sparkliness on its own already. The only thing I would say is like the mango for me, and this is like a really small nitpick, it looks a little bit more orangey on the camera, but I feel like it's not really, like when I think of mango, I don't think of that color. But again, if that's like the worst thing to say, you know, then you know you have a really good palette. The two blushes, it might work for some people. In my case, it does. I don't think it really works for me. I'll still try like Saddle on its own and Grapefruit on its own. But if you look at the two colors, and then if you look at my Patrick Ta, you see my Patrick Ta is a little bit darker, and this is probably the lightest blush. This is probably the lightest I would go in a blush on my face, where it does show up, but it's like a glow from within kind of blush. I usually do go for, if you see my other videos, a little bit on the darker side of the blush. And also, now that I have been wearing the Sparkling Amber, and I did kind of try and blend it out, I do kind of like it as like a natural highlight, but I might not use it as a highlight. I might try Rose Water or Peony as a highlight, but again, I think I might just stick to my actual highlighters to highlight, kind of like the one I used on my nose. Sorry, I got cut off again. Like I was saying, would I recommend this? I would totally recommend this, and I would also pair it with the ABH eye primer, or really any eye primer, because of the pressed pigment. I believe that's what it is. Because for me, I like the eye primer because one, it protects your eyes, so like the darker colors doesn't, or like, you know, like the purpley colors don't stain your eyes, and two, because it is tacky, I feel like the eyeshadow sticks to the eyes and you see more of the color through it versus not wearing it at all. If you are thinking about buying this palette either for yourself or, you know, because Christmas is around the corner, Sephora is going to have a sale soon, so I say just wait for that, you know, wait for a little discount. I know I would. And yeah, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up if you like this and you want to see other videos like this as well. And please also let me know in the comment section below if you want to see other looks from this palette. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Mode!